Hey everybody, I'm going to be making my peanut butter cookies. They're a recipe that is from my family recipe book, and I'm going to share. Um, Alright, well let's get started. First you're going to need a half a cup of peanut butter. I use Jif because I love the peanutiness of it. You're going to need 1 stick of butter softened, which equals 8 tablespoons or half a cup. You're going to need 1 1/4 cup of flour, 1 egg, 1 half teaspoon of vanilla. This is a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. This is half a cup of lightly packed brown sugar. This is a half a cup of granulated sugar. I am going to take the peanut butter, the half cup of peanut butter, and the softened butter, and I am going to mix them with the blender. Sorry about your ears. Make sure you get your edges around the bottom. Just cream them together so they're all one color. If you need to, you can get a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon and scrape your sides. Which looks like I'm going to need to. Then we're going to set that up. Grab our spoon. Go around the edges. Get all that butter down in there. All the peanut butter that flew, everything. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do this again. Mix it up again real quick just to make sure everything's completely blended now that it's off the walls of the bowl. Real quick blending. Okay, now we are going to add our sugar. Half cup of sugar, granulated. Okay, mix that in. Good. Now we're going to add in our half a cup of packed brown sugar, light brown sugar. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of push that around a little bit, break it up a bit with the blender so that it don't fly all over. Okay, and blend that in. Turn it up a little bit and get them little chunks. We are going to add in our baking soda, baking powder, and pinch of salt. A quick blend. Okay, if yours, like mine, gets on the side like that, you can't get it with the beater very well, you want to use your rubber spatula and knock that down, because you want everything to be completely and fully blended, especially the baking soda and baking powder and salt, because they are part of what makes the cookies like plump up, rise, whatever you want to call it. Okay, crush down those a little bit more. Okay. Some of the dough off of me. Alright, now we're going to add in our egg and half a teaspoon of vanilla. Dump it right in there. Okay. Now we mix this in. Now we're going to turn off our beater 2 more so that we can make sure it's nice and creamy before we start adding our flour. Make sure all that brown sugar gets broke up. See how it's got some clumps in there still? You want to break that up. If you can't do it with your beaters, you're going to want to do it with your rubber spatula and press them down. Just kind of break them. And then mix again to be sure. Go up as high as you want. Get them butters to break down. The only bad thing about them things too, brown sugar, because you have to pack it and then things will rot. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use the spatula to try to smash some of them. They're not breaking down all that well. I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, so I have mixed it up as well as it will. I've got all the brown sugar clumps mashed down what I could. Now, I'm going to I have 1 1/4 cups of flour here, and I'm going to slowly, about this much at a time, about 1/2 cup at a time, I'm going to add that in to my batter, sprinkling it, and mix it in as I go, gradually. You're going to do this until it gets too hard to do for your blender. And at that point, you are going to turn your blender off and go by, at that point, you're going to turn off your blender and finish mixing by hand with your rubber spatula or wooden spoon. I'm going to turn it up a little because it's starting to struggle already. Okay, we're ready for another one. See how well it's mixed in before I add another? Okay, and I'm going to do that till it's gone, and then I'll be back. This is what the dough looks like when it is finished. It's pretty soft dough. You're going to take a couple of spoons and do like about a tablespoon per cookie. It's about a tablespoon per cookie. And then you're going to cross hatch the tops of them. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, now here is the cookies. I did a drop, what they call a drop cookie. It basically means you take 2 spoons and you drop the cookies onto the trays. Alright, so since these are peanut butter cookies and everybody knows you got to have the cross hatches, I got me a fork and some sugar. And I'm going to roll across. Come back to the sugar. Roll across the other direction. Okay, see the cross hatching? That's what makes a peanut butter cookie. It just don't taste the same if you don't do it. So you push down and roll. Got a little piece of cookie there with the on the fork. It's fine. I can chow on that later if I want. Okay, we're going to come back and do the cross hatch. And roll, roll. Okay, tap our sugar. Do our cookie. Tap the sugar. Do our cookie. Roll that bad baby. If you don't get it all the way, it's fine. Let's go back and tap it again. You hear that how it's stuck because I didn't go back to the sugar? Even on the same cookie. Okay, roll. You want that one a little wider? Go ahead and just don't forget to tap into your sugar. And do twice there. Come over to the other tray. Lay it down basically with the first one. Cross hatches. Second one's mostly decorative. Now you seen that that one has a little bit of brown sugar still clumped up. That's just fine. It's going to soften up while it cooks. It's not a very big clump. And I mean, you just really can't get them all out of there unless you sifted it into your dough. And I didn't do that. So with cookies, it's a little more forgiving. You get away with it a little better because the structure of the cookie, it's not like the it's going to melt out, you know what I mean? And like you're not having something smooth, you're not going to really realize the texture when you're done. So that's all there is to it. Then you take a tray and you carry them over to your oven or toaster oven, which is what I have. You set them down there inside, and it will be 12 minutes at 350 per batch. I'll get 4 batches out of this, so that's 16 good size cookies. Or you could, if you do like half the size cookies, like 1 teaspoon's worth. It's a good little snack, you know, little tiny peanut butter cookies. But they go really fast. There's like 32 you get out of the batch or something like that, like a half teaspoon or whatever. I'm not sure, between that and a whole one. But anyways, so I'll be back when they come out. Okay, and here they are out of the oven. Nice cross hatching. I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, you can see it pretty good in that one. I do them a little large because, you know, we like our cookies big. And they stay soft for days, so enjoy.